Hi empaths, welcome back to more crystal readings. This week we are working with heat-treated and man-made stones. We'll see if it has an impact on our ability to connect. So choose a stone that's speaking to you visually. Which one's calling to you? And we'll tune into the stone and see what I can read off of it. Just send your energy that way. Feel the energy accumulating in your heart center, coming out through the eyes into the stone, whatever one's pulling your focus. On the left, we have heat-treated amethyst that we might call citrine. In the middle, we have blue goldstone, which is man-made, glass with copper flecks. And then on the right, we have aqua aura quartz. So just noticing and allowing the energy to flow to whichever crystal is pulling your focus. Let's get started. Hi there to those of you that chose the heat-treated amethyst as in the form of citrine. I'm not sure if I received this crystal as a gift or if I did purchase it. I do think that heat-treated stones and man-made crystals have a vibration. I can feel the influence. Sometimes I find that the heat-treated citrine packs even more of a punch, but I might, just knowing that it's heat-treated, I might go a different way. I'm not sure why. It's one of those things, you know, I would always choose natural, and maybe that's just the word natural in my mind and my association with that, even though I do, I would just don't seek out man-made stones that much. But let's tune in and see what's going on. Prosperity, all caps, prosperity. Okay, we're looking at prosperity here. So I'm seeing a penny, one penny falling, and then all these coins following. So there might be a windfall of prosperity coming. And maybe the flow has been really slow, right? There might be It's interesting. I'm seeing a man holding this penny and smiling and feeling so grateful for this penny and feeling gratitude and prosperous. Like you might pick up a lucky penny and it's not even shiny. It's dull. It's like, it's a little cruddy. It's not shiny and new. It's actually one of those old pennies. It's not those new, really light, fake copper ones. It seems like it's real copper. And this gentleman is like holding this penny and looking at it and just so grateful. Meanwhile, all of these gold coins are piling up around him and attracted to him. And he starts looking around and seeing all this prosperity and abundance accumulating around him, just being drawn to him, magnetized to him. This flow of prosperity starts to magnetize to him. So this might be about, if you're looking for prosperity, get into the receptive state of gratitude. You know, it can help accelerate. It can help speed up the process of manifesting this windfall of abundance maybe you've been seeking, and maybe this is the missing piece. Celebrating, like this person's celebrating this penny. He's celebrating the fact that it's a real copper penny, and you know, he found it, he didn't have to earn it, and it was just his lucky day, you know, just with this penny. And then all these gold coins are drawn to him, attracted to him because of that vibration. That was a very powerful image. I'm seeing sparklers writing something. Sparklers. Oh, okay. So in Instagram story, when you're creating an Instagram story, you can find a GIF, and there's one for alchemy. Like if you search alchemy, there's one that's like the circle of fire, and that's what I'm seeing. So alchemizing. It's amazing the way the images come, right? The ones that have meaning for me, and you might have a different meaning. So that's why I'm sharing the symbol. So it's the symbol of one of the symbols of alchemy, that GIF in the stories on Instagram. So there's some alchemizing here. Maybe you've been working on, can you look back and see what you've progressed, how you've progressed in life, something that you had no understanding about, something that you might have seen as your worst weakness or hugest character flaw or whatever it is, and you worked on it, you conditioned yourself, you built a muscle around it, you strategized, you researched, you figured it out. Now you have golden wisdom in this area. Now you can teach somebody else to do what you've learned to do just through your own experiences. Maybe trial and error. Maybe you've spent a decade or decades, right, on this one aspect of life, and you've really mastered something here. That's being acknowledged and celebrated, the progress you've made in this area. And there's people out there that are Googling that. There are people out there wanting to understand how to streamline this process for themselves. People pay for speed, right? People want to invest in something that helps them accelerate the process. So is there a way for you to help other people and share this wisdom? Something simple. Something simple like create a really simple e-course about it, or that gives them homework and exercises that are similar to the things you went through to learn, to give them the immersive experience, right? Or I'm seeing like reading a phrase in a book, and it hits you that's brilliant. That's the missing piece I've been seeking to understand, how to manifest what I've been working on here, right? Like there's information that's out there and you happen to turn to the page or something like that, right? Like you've been trying to manifest a synchronicity or guidance or wisdom about how to maybe monetize something you've worked on. And the answer is coming to you. The answers, the pieces are coming. They're magnetizing. As you fall into gratitude, a gratitude practice, it puts you in a receptive state. Gratitude helps you magnetize more. Encouraging you to count 3 things that you're grateful for every day and make it a practice, make it your spiritual practice. And feel it, like take it into your heart. Let it shift your vibe and raise your vibration and into a joyful state of abundance, of prosperity, and trusting that you're being guided, because you've had those moments where you asked for something and there it was, and it was mind-blowing, right? And now in the modern age with all this technology, there's so many ways for that to happen. I am sort of seeing, though, someone looking in a book, scanning a book, finding a sentence that really stands out, and they take it in and they're like, oh, right, that was the missing piece. That's right. And it kind of clicks into clarity. This idea that you've been working on fleshing out, or this creative idea that's been wanting to be birthed through you, that was drawn to you, that maybe is linked to your abundance, linked to your prosperity, your legacy, maybe what you have to give, right? Because citrine can be a stone of generosity too, right? When we get into this state of giving without attachment, we add value wherever we go, and that draws people to you in that state, right? It magnetizes things to you. It magnetizes opportunities. It magnetizes connections, networks. People want to be with you, around you, give you opportunities, share abundance with you. And because it puts you in this state as well. So you'll magnetize people like you. Yeah, because, citrine can be a stone of generosity because it puts you in this overflowing state of joy, that you're just effervescent, you're giving, and it's just like, it's not with attachment. It's like, I'm just giving because it brings me joy. I love offering value to people. I love seeing other people happy, and that's what I'm seeing with citrine here. And this giving spirit, will pay off. People will recognize the quality that you're giving, that you're putting out, and know it warrants investment. So if you work on putting together that offer, right, or that program, or whatever way speaks to you, writing that book, right? Putting together whatever creative idea or project, just start, finished is better than perfect. You can go back and refine, but don't wait for the project to flesh itself out completely before you get started, right? You're going to be shown one step at a time. You're going to be guided, but you have to take the action, right? Similar to when I'm reading, if I don't talk about what I'm seeing because I feel insecure about it, I won't be shown the next thing. I'll just keep getting the same. So you may consider doing The Artist's Way with Julia Cameron. You're probably already onto it if you're creative. If you're an artist, it's about the process of creative unblocking, getting your stuff out there. If you're a writer, getting into the state of writing every day, just putting it out. And if there's a creative project in your heart, this legacy you want to give, right? This contribution, it's time to complete it. You can go back and perfect it later. It doesn't work the other way around, right? You just got to start. That's what creativity is all about. You get started, then you can edit, then you can refine, but just put it out, get it out there, right? Just get it out of you, and then you can perfect it. Take those steps a little bit every day, a little bit of actionable steps every single day. Make it part of your process, part of your practice. Your spiritual practice is to create. So make sure you're doing that. And whatever it is, it's this weakness that you turned into a strength or a superpower, right? There are people waiting to learn what you already know, what you embody. Not just know, but you embody it. You live it. You're a model. You can model for them. You can mentor for them. Answer their questions, right? Show them the way, light the way, right? A little bit ahead on the journey. There's this idea that it's best to surround ourselves with someone who is 10% higher, at a 10% higher level, right? Who, you know, not too advanced, but just 10% more advanced than us in an area, we can learn the best from them. So know that there are people out there. If you're waiting for to become an expert or a master in something before you start teaching it or imparting the wisdom, you know, there are people that need you now, that need your message now, that will benefit from hearing your words, your experiences, seeing what you embody now. You know, and there are people out there who are not afraid to start, who are just putting stuff out there and, you know, have nowhere near the skills you do. So if you're seeing them and condemning them and hating on them in your mind a little bit, I know we all do it, consider the fact that they're doing it. They're starting with confidence. They're starting with, you know, their state, their energy. And that means you can do it too, because you have the competence. All right? I hope that was helpful. I hope that was useful in some way. Coming from that generous spirit, that wave of prosperity will magnetize to you with gratitude. All right? Thanks for liking the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments if that resonated. I'm starting to create more on Patreon. I'll announce when that's really ready to launch. If you need a personal session or reading, or to donate to the channel, if you're feeling generous, hey, I'll never turn down an offer. Those links will be in the description of this video. Yeah, and watch the other crystals to see if your energy spilled over there, and if there's wisdom in there for you. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Hi there to those of you that chose the blue Goldstone. It's blue glass, right? Blue colored glass with some copper flecks in there. It's man-made, but let's see what we can read off of it. Nice little palm stone. I'm seeing the color midnight blue, and I know, hello, no surprise there, but I'm remembering a time where that was my favorite color. I had a bowling ball that was midnight blue. It was just my favorite color, and I decorated my room in this midnight blue color, midnight blue carpet, and I got really depressed. I became very intuitive. I was constantly diving deep in the subconscious, like you might imagine midnight blue will do to somebody. But I also got very depressed. I also had this celestial theme that I was really drawn to, and for curtains and things. I'm being taken to that place because to remember that we can be primed by our environment. And you might want to consider what you're surrounding yourself with. Is it inspiring? Right? Is there an aesthetic around you that's pleasing to the eye, that's clear of clutter? Right? What images are you taking in visually, and how are they making you feel? How are they shifting you and kind of molding you, shaping your, coloring the lens of your experience? I'm also looking up at a beautiful night sky full of stars that, you might imagine look very similar. So stargazing might be your thing. Stars, the star card in Tarot is about hope. Are you seeking hope right now? Sometimes when we're going through really challenging, dark times, the midnight blues, if you will, of life, we just want some hope. This is an adventure. This is an adventure. Life can be a jungle gym sometimes. But if you can see these challenges that are presenting as adventures, things to navigate, get innovative, right? Adapt. You've been through something like this before, and you came through. You found a way. You figured it out. This is no different. You are a star. That's another thing that comes with this blue goldstone. Maybe you are an artist. Artists are really drawn to this stone because artists are drawn to stars, right? The starry sky and the sparkle. Oftentimes, actors, musicians, singers, any type of creative artist might be drawn to this because they want to shine, right? They shine on the stage. The spotlight hits them and they glow in the spotlight. Maybe you're being called to take the spotlight somewhere. And you're getting in your head. You're getting into your head about it. There's a better way. There's a better way. And you're being guided. You got to sync back up, right? Maybe you went offline for a moment up here, right? With your creator or higher power. And you're not acknowledging the grace in life. You'll be seen through this too. Get back online, hook back up there. You're being guided. Look for the signs, right? Maybe you are a big dreamer. And it's the 11th hour of the manifestation process, so you're losing hope. But there's also something called the 11 o'clock number in the show. It's the big number that brings the house down. So it's often the overcoming part, right? The part where the main character overcomes the big challenge in the show. How are you going to write this story, right? What is the narrative that you are going to look back one day and tell people? This is what I did. I overcame it. I hooked back up to my guidance, my higher power. I knew there was a better way. I knew I just wasn't seeing it in that moment, but something was going to come through. An opportunity was coming, or just a new perspective, a new lens was going to shift this experience for me. This challenge was put in your path for overcoming. And you might want to flood yourself with images of people that have overcome. Watch interviews of people that have had immense challenges to help, bring you that hope. Not just hope, but faith. And that comparison that we often have for other people can help when we see someone who had all the challenges against them. It seemed like nothing was on their side. They were doomed to fail, and they found a way. They overcame. And if you find somebody who was in a harder spot than you that found a way, did whatever it took to get through, pivoted their business, whatever it took, they found a way out, you have that in you. You're the hero or heroine of this story. This is your 11 o'clock number. It's time to overcome this challenge. Find that inspiration. Find the new way. Find your way around. Find your way over. Find your way. Just go through. Forge ahead. You can do this. You've overcome harder challenges than this, and it's time to kind of get back in touch with that part of you that doesn't put up with obstacles. In fact, invites the challenge in. Just try me, right? Just try me. You're going to overcome this. In fact, this will be your overcoming hero-heroine story. This is your saga. You can overcome this, right? You are the star of this story. Are you surrounding yourself with inspiring images to prime you into the right state? Look around. Are you inspired by what you're looking at? Is there some clutter that you can get rid of to have more clarity here? If you have to think clearly and innovate here, strategize for a new way, clear out any distractions. Surround yourself with colors that inspire you, that are vibrant, right? Your favorite colors. If it's midnight blue, that might not be a good idea, just based on my experience. But I'm seeing a lot of yellow. Because, yellow can be joyful and uplifting. And it can be like a little more subtle, like not like bright lemon, but it can be a little more subtle and just add some vibrant energy. If you just had something yellow maybe to see out there, it can represent joy, or something that, something in your environment that sparkles, whatever it is, right? Like, see my sparkly background? That's not an accident. I put that in because I'm in a home in central PA, and there's really dark wood, and I know my tendency. So the dark colors really can make me feel down. It really, which is great for someone who is high, right? Who gets like really, has a lot of scattered energy and has trouble navigating and managing that. It can really help bring you down and settle you and calm you. But for me, I don't need that. That's not medicine for my personal temperament. I need something uplifting. So I put some sparkles in, things that uplift me, bring me joy, that are exuberant. So consider that if you're feeling down and you need hope right now because you're overcoming some challenges, look back at all the things you've overcome and just collect those stories in yourself and see the champion in you. This is just another thing that you're going to overcome, and you're going to crush it. So you'll find the way. If you have that will, you will find the way. This is the 11 o'clock number, the story of overcoming. All right. I hope that spoke to you. I don't know what this is about specifically, but I'm sending you all the confidence and motivation and high vibrational energy I can right now to help get you in that right state of mind, right? Get out of your mind altogether. Get in touch with that guiding force. It already knows the way. It already knows where this is headed. Get in touch with that part, that the real you that knows you can overcome anything. Thanks for liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments if that resonated, if that spoke to you. The blue Goldstone. If you want a personal reading or session, or to donate to the channel, those are all in the description. All my links are there. Still building on Patreon and creating exclusive content for you over there. It's not ready to launch quite yet. I still want to get all the tiers in place and all of that. If you have ideas of things you'd like to see more, you want from me, let me know. Your feedback is so important to me. I want to provide things that are valuable to you. Thanks for your time. That's valuable to me. Your likes, your subscriptions, sharing this with somebody, those are all valuable to me. So check out the other crystals to see if you resonate with those messages, and I'll see you in the next one. There to those of you that chose the Aqua Aura Quartz. This is a treated stone. So let's tune in and see. Nice. I'm seeing like a bubble surrounding me, and it's growing and expanding because the layer is thickening. So this is like aura repair, right? Repairing your energy field, right? I was seeing going from like a tattered sort of broken bubble to, right? We can get holes in the aura. We can, have things penetrate the aura, right? So I'm seeing a stronger aura here. And, the Aqua aura can help with repairing the auric field. There's this bubble. And when it's strong, it can expand. You can expand out more and trust that it will maintain those boundaries, those psychic boundaries, and take up more space confidently without fear of people coming in to siphon, right? Because there's more immunity here. There's more psychic immunity, spiritual immunity. You've been doing a lot of unconscious work, and it's showing. Whether or not you know it, maybe you don't know that you're a self-healer, but that's exactly what you're doing, right? If you get into the observer mode, you're taking in all the feedback around you for healing, right? You're getting out of reactivity. And when you're able to get into observer, your posture changes. First of all, did you notice that? Because I was down here, I was feeling a little tired. And then as soon as I remembered, get back into observer, oh yeah, that's who I really am. My posture changes, my physiology changes. I can connect back in with that higher aspect. And then what shows up outside of me is happening for me, right? It's coming in for my healing. So I can observe it, look at it, and notice. And then I might notice what comes up inside, right? What comes up to meet that from the inside. And because I have this stronger aura, these stronger boundaries, right? That's important for me as an empath, because empaths are known to have porous boundaries, to lack a lot of these filters, to filter out other people's stuff. I might actually have something come in and think it's mine. Once we strengthen those filters, which is why I talked about in the beginning of doing subconscious work, you must be doing something here where, even if it's just observing more, reacting less, finding that peaceful place and not letting it, and not breaking state, right? Finding that patient part of you and just, you know what, I'm committed to patience right now. And maybe you have this daily practice for it because, you can do anything for a day. That's why the Reiki principles talk about just for today, I will not anger, right? Just for today, I will not worry. You can do anything for a day. So maybe there's a wise part of you that knows that. So you've committed to a practice of some kind, gratitude practice. As soon as anger comes and you notice it, right? If you find that you get into these patterns, maybe you've committed to breaking these habits that we get into mentally, right? These mental habits, these mental patterns. And you find yourself going down that trajectory, and as soon as you come back online, right? You come back to observer, you become aware again, you snap out of it and you're like, no, I'm committed to peace right now. I'm committed to peace. I'm going to come back to peace. There we are. There's peace. There's peace. Right? Or no, wait, I'm committed to happiness. I'm committed to joy. Right? What we value, we need to commit to. And the mind will wander. The mind will start taking over. And we got to condition it with a practice. So mindfulness, as soon as you observe, right, you come back online, because it's easy to go into autopilot mode, isn't it? And then we start over-identifying with our thoughts. We start over-identifying with the mental processes, and we start thinking that's who we are. And that's so limited. There's this expanded idea of self, true self, right? Not ego, but true self. Because the ego will either give us this aggrandized sense of who we are, or it will really want to diminish us, right? It plays the comparison game. And even that we can use for healing if we become aware of it, right? We can use anything to set us up for a successful outcome as long as we're aware. So that's why you might hear life is happening for us, not to us. How can we use this opportunity to create some emotional fitness or resilience, or to prove our strength to ourselves? Sometimes we forget how strong we are. But there's this acknowledgement of progress here. There's this acknowledgement of how strong these the amount of work you've done to really understand yourself, own yourself, who you really are, and to kind of differentiate what's yours and what's others, so that it can be useful, right? Because sometimes when it's just this, it just comes in and we think it's ours. What is that good for? What are we going to do with that? But if it can be insight, if it's intuition, that's helpful information, and we might be able to put it in perspective and use it somehow to our advantage. But if it's just coming in and giving us pain, and then we don't even know the source, so we're suffering because we don't know how to end it. It doesn't seem to have any source within. So how do I heal this? That's not useful. So, but it looks like this aura has, the aura has been strengthened. The immunity spiritually here has strengthened, and that's from your process, your progress. You've done this. It's incredible to see this expansion. That means there's been a lot of progress here. And that means it's safer to be with other people. That means you don't get punished and blindsided and slapped in the face with everyone's BS, emotional, baggage, right? You don't just now all of a sudden it's yours to bear, There's a lot of progress here. A lot. Maybe it's easier for you to see how far you have to go. Like, I still have a ways to go, sure. I mean, is it ever ending, the healing process, the healing path? No, it's ongoing, but can you also look back and acknowledge you're nowhere near where you used to be? You've done a lot of work here, and it might not have felt like work. That's why it's hard to pat yourself on the back. But you have to celebrate that progress. Anchors it in, helps bring in more. So give yourself those kudos. Look back at how far you've come. Where you maybe, a win for me, I realized this week, is I used to be the girl in the back of the class that was shaking with my report in my hand because we had to go present it. No excuses. Everyone had to get up and present their report in the class. It was worth half your grade or something like that. And I was shaking, and because grades were very important for me. That was the only thing I had going for me, really, I felt, in high school. And I remember looking around and seeing how many more people have to go, how many more people, and sitting in the back of the classroom shaking, and I was always the last one because I was never going to volunteer freshman year. And then I got involved in performing. I would have thought this shy girl that couldn't get up and even read her report in front of the class, I didn't have to memorize it, I just had to read it, was getting up on stage and playing this role. And maybe that's the secret to start, was that I was able to be somebody else. So maybe that's something for you too, where if you're having challenges, there's another part in you in there that's really confident, that knows you have this, right? That is just has a winning spirit. You have that in you too. It's just sometimes we over-identify with one or two parts and they are hurting us, not helping us. So like even Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, right? To get up on stage. So I learned, I adapted, I grew muscles that I didn't know I had, like, and then eventually went to school for performing arts. I celebrated that progress the other night because sometimes you only look at how far you have to go and you don't think about, wow, look how far I've come. I was a shy girl in the back of the class. Now you can't get me to stop talking, right? It's amazing. So your progress is being celebrated. You're being asked to celebrate it, right? You're being asked to celebrate it. Celebrate your wins. Maybe that can be a spiritual practice for you, celebrating your wins every week or every night. Celebrate 3 wins that you had for the day, like something you overcame, something you did despite not feeling like it. You overcame that, those emotions that wanted you to stop, or you got out of your head, right? You were like, I remembered who I was. No, I came back. I self-corrected. And because what you've been doing, that, you know, the effort that you've made look effortless, by the way, that's a win. There may have been struggles, times that were hard, but what we might call work, you made look effortless. People didn't even, see the effort you were putting in. I mean, that's mastery. That's a skill in and of itself. So you were doing it all inside, right? You took it on inside and did some work inside. You created some magic in there. Things that come in, through your senses to come in here, and you do some magic, and then out they come better, polished, refined, beautiful, loving. Very magical. Very magical. The work you're doing is paying off. You need to celebrate the progress. I get it. You have high standards. So do I. Right? So do I. But you got to make this process sustainable for yourself by celebrating those wins, even the small ones. Don't let any of them go by without acknowledging. Look how far you've come. And keep that progress by celebrating it. Anchor it in. Because you are an amazing creation, right? The magic of nature is within you. You're part of that. So that's being celebrated here. So celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself more. Oh, the 3 of Cups. I'm seeing the 3 of Cups. Celebrate more. That might be something you need to schedule in. If it's not part of your agenda this week, do some celebrating. So that's what came in for Aqua Aura Quartz. I hope that resonated, or there was some medicine there for you. Let me know in the comments if that resonated. Thanks. Watch the other videos and see if there's medicine there for you as well. Sometimes your energy will spill over. Thanks for liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Share this if you think it'll help somebody else. I'd love to spread the message. I'm just trying to bring something of value here and share the love of crystals, even the man-made heat-treated ones. I know we all have a thing about that, right? Also, I'm still creating for Patreon. I'll let you know when that's ready to launch. I want to add value. I just want to bring more value to you. So let me know what would be of value, right? Even if it's privately, info@urbanempath.com. If you don't feel like commenting, I want to bring you what you're looking for. So I need to refine that by knowing what exactly that is. So let me know. And if you want a personal session reading or to donate to the channel, to also let me know I'm doing something that's of value to you, that'll be in the description. It'll always be in the description. All right. I will see you in the next one. Bye.